this little guy right here has absolutely zero self-preservation skills. That's my car. He was laying right there, and as I was backing up into my driveway, I could see him in my camera. Did he move? No. He just laid there like a fucking little potato staring right at me. I could have just went all the way back and crushed him. But did he even think of moving? Even now, look at him. He's just letting me hold him. Is there even a thought going on in that little head of yours?
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunset Rants. How you doing, sir? How you doing, Mr. Scrap?
Good evening, Tay. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Fantastic, man. Thank you for joining in on us today.
Not a problem.
Brian, you might not mute yourself. But yeah, no, we gotta
Producer in the back is hacking along up, and we're over here like, you got something to say, buddy?
You okay? You okay?
All right.
But no, we
You're all right. He's not blinking. He must not be all right.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. He'll be okay. No, but we got a good show today, man. We generally do.
Yeah, there's some breaking stuff that happened in the evening well after the stories were picked, and there's elections going on. There's local stuff happening here where I'm at. I might break into a little rant about maybe something if there's time, but that things are moving for like, it's not even really a midterm. It's just an off year. We're in an off year election cycle. It's a lot of local stuff. There are some big things that are going on. A little bit of everything. So
yeah, no, there's actually a lot of interesting stuff going on tonight as far as like what we're talking about. But if everyone's first time here, thank you. We appreciate you just as much as if you're a millionth time here. We love you just as equally. We catch you up to date on all the events going on while you're at work. This is what we do. You catch us on my sites there. It could be up there, whichever one. The QR code somewhere around here brings you to our website, riseofmiddleamerica.com. See all our beautiful faces. Check out our merch site. You can check out all our different channels. Everyone does. You can see our faces, who we are, what we are. Behind the screen.
We have t-shirts with AI generated, user created content. Don't miss out. Limited runs of some of the funniest captions you've seen this side of the internet.
We do. Honestly, I still want to get what's it called? Samuel Jackson's like, air motherfucker, do you breathe it? And he's like,
it's like, yeah, he's Avatar says, air, do you bend it?
Oh, that's it. But yeah, if that's it. If you got anything else to say, should we just jump into it?
Nah, let's go. What you got? What's the first round? The breaking story of the day?
Oh man, this one was brutal to watch. I saw a couple of these things. So essentially, this happened just a few hours ago, but a UPS plane, crashed in Louisville earlier, like upon takeoff, and it just demolished everything. We got to think we have a video or two on this, and we could just kind of get into it. If not, scrap. Do you want to read any of the stuff? Because I can't. It's too small for me right now.
Oh yeah, I can. That's why I'm getting my extra set of eyeballs cleaned up a little bit here.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
So what we
It's
got
already
here-
on fire before it's taken off.
Yeah, it looks like this is view from another airplane on the tarmac that's taxiing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says here in this article that the UPS plane crashed at Louisville International Airport, causing explosion, giant plumes of smoke, fire spread nearly a mile. We were in the Discord going. One of our guys from the Discord was actually right there in
Wait,
that
really?
spot. Yeah. So shout out to our buddy Truck Norris, and he was there. We were watching a lot of the stuff, a lot of the ambulances drive past where he was, things of that nature. This was right at dusk. So by the time we were seeing it where he was at, it was getting dark. And it says here, at least 3 people are dead and 11 injured and some seriously. Governor Andy Bashar said he expects those numbers to grow. The FAA said the plane crashed around 5:15 as it was taking off from SDF heading towards Daniel K. It's they're going to Hawaii. Yeah, I'm not going to butcher that any more than I already have.
Honolulu.
Yeah. UPS said there were 3 crew members on board. It's unclear if those are the 3 fatalities. Because of the long trip, the plane was fully fueled, leading to a large fire. It carried about 38,000 gallons of fuel. Fire spread easily to nearby facilities, including a large recycling center. If you don't know how bad that is, just go next time you drop off cans or scrap.
This was a commercial airplane.
Jesus Christ.
An immediate family member of mine retired from working at one of these. I grew up frequently going to one of these scrap recycling centers and places, and fires break out once in a while. But to drop jet fuel over the top of it and light it on fire, this is going to burn for a while. Not necessarily like 9/11 did, but this is definitely going to be nasty cleanup. It's a good mile? Is that what that
That's
said?
what they said. Yeah, which is insane.
Directly in line with
the fire.
directly in line with the drag strip there, the airport.
The whole airport shut down.
So because of the long trip, it was fully fueled, blah, blah, blah. So far, there's no reports of anyone trapped. But more than a dozen entities are on the scene. Nearby buildings are being searched. They said the airfield is closed and screening at TSA checkpoint is temporarily suspended. Passengers scheduled to depart from or arrive in SDF on Tuesday or Wednesday should closely monitor their flight status. The type of the aircraft is an MD-11. It's a 34-year-old aircraft. So it's a cargo plane. These things run all the time. Who knows?
I'm surprised I had 1 billion miles on it, to be honest with you.
Dude. And they track them by hours, right? How many hours they run versus like most commercial vehicles, whether they're aircraft or on the ground, trucks and whatnot. It's not the miles you put on them, it's the hours they're running.
Yeah, like police cars, because they're just idling all the time.
Yeah, how many hours are on those? That's nasty. That's a nasty cleanup. That's tragic that happened. But yeah, we had every once in a while we get somebody on the ground near somewhere where one of these things happens, and we're able to, catch it in the moment. The whole Discord gets together. It's kind of like if you ever watch Ryan Hall, y'all, he does the weather stuff, and he's got weather chasers, tornado chasers, and Discord, and people are in there when bad storms are happening. We call ourselves the crime stalkers sometimes. If you're like a manhunt going on, every time something drops from the media or there's a camera feed, we're in there like pulling all of it in together. It's kind of fun. So yeah, get in the Discord, y'all. We'll keep them in. What's in the chat over here? We got.
But no, it's just sad. I always say it every time. This is a little bit different because, it wasn't like a mass casualty. But I always hate seeing airplane crash. Like I'm terrified. Dying in something like that is my ultimate fear in life. That or meeting a Kodiak bear face to face.
I'd rather go in a plane crash where it's just done, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Just over with. Massive, just it's over, it's done. Take me peacefully. That's it. Boom.
That's you're burnt alive in an inferno. You're gonna be alive for a few seconds.
According to what we could tell, some of the Discord guys looked up, was that the plane only made it to about 200 feet, according to Flight Radar, the flight tracker website.
Yeah.
And then immediately went back down. So that's like, something's wrong, and that's it. There was no.
It was on fire, right?
It was on fire. Well, the clip we saw there, that was from the inside of another plane on the tarmac, showing it burning. It was already down. I wonder what its actual flight path was, as far as being able to get up to 200 feet. Because 200 feet isn't much. That's like right off the end of the runway. Like you're not. That's not 200 feet. You're not even banking to go anywhere yet. Generally, that's just taking off and setting it right back down.
It's like right on that liftoff. But they were even saying how they wanted to, like, just because of all the like the fumes, whether it be from the recycling plant and also like the jet fuel and then the cargo. There's just like, if you're around, just like turn your air conditioning off and keep it on recirculation.
Don't be driving around the area. They got checkpoints. Probably it's the a scrapyard or recycling center is full of flammable material. Things are covered in grease. There's batteries, plastics. A lot of times you'll end up with and if it's a place like that shreds vehicles, you'll have airbag units and stuff. Those things can spark. An airbag unit, if you don't know, it's kind of like having a mini Claymore in your steering wheel. Like when it goes off in your steering wheel and we're like it's supposed to, great. But when you're on a scrap line and you're picking stuff off and you see one and you have to get rid of it so it doesn't go through the rest of the shredding process, it's already been beat up to some degree, and those things are dangerous. And those guys, while they're cleaning that, it's a whole other kind of hazard. It's borderline bomb squad kind of, like, hosing stuff down, being cautious. More explosions could happen.
Oh yeah,
it's big mess. The mess that plane caused is way more than just a plane going down somewhere. There's so much more material there that's gonna stink. It's gonna stink for days. It's gonna be awful. But what do we have? What's the next story we've got here, Brian? Our good producer in the back. And is this the mayoral stuff in New York City from the New York Post? Is that the one? Or is this the USA? What do we got? It's not up.
Yeah, while he pulls it up. No, because I used to work on a lot of cars. So when we swap out the steering wheels, we would have to disconnect the batteries, because if it explodes in your face, you're dead.
Here we go. 2025 election guide.
What do we got here? Here, take this one over right quick, because I accidentally just closed it out.
I gotcha. Final hours of voting begin as first polls close on election day. Oh, I got an autoplay on my background. Never mind. Anyway, election day 2025. I guess this little side thing. On here we have November 4th is election day. Some states, including New Jersey, New York, and Virginia, begin voting at 6 a.m. We began voting here in Ohio around 7. We have New York City. So that's New York City, New Jersey, Virginia. They're holding key elections tonight with significant national attention. I mean, we've got an outright communist running in New York. Holy moly. That's insane.
That guy.
I mean, I agree. Like, no, we put, the McCarthy era was something else, and there were probably some people swept up in the process. And McCarthy was the director of the FBI back during the Red Scare, I believe it was, and we were Cold War, that kind of thing. But we had laws that said, you know what, communists not welcome, and they haven't really ever been enforced since then. The closest thing to enforcing anything on communists that we have today is Antifa being declared a terrorist group, right? But
No, absolutely.
so yeah, the New York mayoral race, the issues on there are mostly around crime, housing, the cost of living. It's supposed to have some projections like right about now. Is there anything in there that's showing us any projections in this article?
I don't think there's anything on this because when I was looking before the show started for different stuff, it was just kind of like in a dull. Like by the time the show's done, I think we'll
Projections in the right-hand column. That's the most recent update.
Okay, so right-hand column is the projection stuff. So most recent update. Okay, it says 3 minutes ago, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu to serve second 4-year term. Okay, so Michelle Wu's getting it there. Her challenger didn't pick up enough votes in the Democratic primary to advance to the general election. During Trump's second term, Wu's emerged as one of the loudest mayoral voices challenging the sweeping agenda, which includes a robust nationwide crackdown on illegal immigration. In September, the Department of Justice brought a new lawsuit against Boston over allegations the city's policies shield illegal immigrants from federal authorities, marking an escalation in the Trump administration's fight with the Democratic stronghold. The DOJ named Wu the city's police commissioner in the lawsuit and zeroed in on the Boston Trust Act, a law that prevents local police from cooperating with certain requests from the federal immigration authorities. So, quote here, Wu's resistance endangers public safety, resulting in a number of criminals being released into Boston who should have been held for immigration removal from the United States, DOJ attorney said in the complaint. Wu was one of the seven sanctuary city mayors to testify before Congress earlier this year regarding her city's immigration enforcement. Well, looks like the DOJ's got another roadblock. Good job, Boston. Good job.
There's always gonna be something. But kind of going back into the New York thing going on for today. Like, do you think Senior Jihad is gonna win?
Zohran Mamdani.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what this is here. Mayoral election live updates. Andrew Cuomo's team feeling good about the odds against Zohran Mamdani with an hour till the polls close. Well, this was updated about 9 o'clock. So the polls have closed. Will the city end up with a socialist mayor? Okay, record-setting 2 million votes cast, the highest since 1969. Nice. Now all eyes are on Andrew Cuomo and Zohran Mamdani to see if the ex-governor can beat a Democrat socialist frontrunner.
I really like, as much as I don't like Cuomo, like I'd rather him beat Mamdani, but I really want to see what win, like just in general. Like he's the guy that what the city needs, but they're just too liberal to vote for someone that is just not Democratic or a Democrat, excuse me. You know, and everyone's worried. Literally, like so many people. I have friends and family still back up there saying, like, if he wins, we're gonna move for until he's out, because it's gonna go to even a bigger shithole.
Yeah, people. I think there's so many people that are dejected and they just are done with everything that is American politics.
Mm-hmm.
Places like New York, I wouldn't be surprised if Zohran gets it, because a lot of people are not, because let's be honest, the left is not Democrat or Republican. The far end of the left is not Democrat or Republican. The far end of the right isn't even Democrat or Republican. They just don't have much power. The only thing that the far end of the right spectrum is doing is causing issues within the GOP over certain, things, and getting their little graper mitts in the midst of everything. And it's like, can we not be fighting over racial stuff within the right wing of the part of the of the politics, while we have actual communists, literal communists, not metaphorical, hyperbolic
Like,
communists. We have
yeah,
real
what's up with
communists.
what happened to the law? Is like, shoot the commies. Don't shoot anybody. I don't know.
No, shoot, no, right? But like, we've known for many moons now that the communists have wanted to destroy this country systematically over time, and they're very patient. They're willing to spend a lot of time setting it up.
That's a fucking answer.
So, yeah, record 2 million votes in New York. That's wild. So, yeah, that map that was right there 16 minutes ago has been updated. Staten Island is showing Cuomo. That's a heavy Cuomo there. I don't know the politics of the different areas. I know, like, what's the little like hipster neighborhood in
Brooklyn?
New York City? Brooklyn. Yeah. I know about Brooklyn. That's all hipster. That's definitely going to be, 58 to 35 right now. The hipsters are voting for commies.
Well, here's the thing. Once you get out of that, like once you go to
Queens is looking tight though.
yeah, Queens I think is going to go to Como, and I think the Bronx is too. Because once you get out of like these kind of like radicalized like freeloaders, these radicalized like like blue-haired freaks.
You really think
the rest of New York is actually pretty.
I mean, unless there's more votes to count, that's a pretty wide split in the Bronx, in the northern spot there. It's 51 to 39%, and there's about a 14,000 vote split. I don't know what's the percent of them that is in though. That we're gonna have to keep an eye on that one. And man, we're watching New York mayor race like it's a general election for president or something right now. This is nuts.
Well, it is that big of a deal though. That's the thing. New York is one like whether I like the place anymore, for one thing, as far as the city, like it still holds like a huge faction and dictates, kind of what the culture of the country kind of goes to, if you would,
Yes.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, and with someone like with the commie over here, like he's a schmuck, like he's a fraud, and the fact of the matter is like he's paid, like his entire election was paid single-handedly for the most part by what's it called? He just found this out yesterday or the day before, by George Soros.
Yeah, Soros is in everything, and I know that's one of those things a lot of people get tired of. Oh my gosh, quit talking about George Soros. I'll tell you now, though, Glenn Beck has been talking about Soros before anybody was talking about Soros, and he's been right. If you go back and you watch clips of Glenn Beck from 10, 15 years ago, when he was still on Fox News, he made a couple of predictions. One of them was that the far left, the radical Marxists were going to team up with Islamists. What have we seen in this last, round of all of the Antifa stuff, and in Europe and in England, Ireland, the left, the Marxists are allowing, they're out there protesting and demonstrating in support of mass immigration by any means possible. Right. The only benefit we have in the States is that when you bring in Latinos, like at least we have something in common with the Latin groups, right?
As far as like
Catholicism, traditional family values. It's not difficult to convince or for them to come into the United States and go, yeah, we can be Americans too. We're tired of all the commie crazy stuff down south, right? A lot of Cubans and Puerto Ricans. Dude, some of the guys I worked with from Puerto Rico were absolutely based. I love them. But that's the thing, is we have that going for us. But Europe, it's just 90% Muslim that comes in from all over in the Middle East and Africa. And there's that. And now we have a communist running for mayor of New York City. We may have a commie mayor of New York.
I just don't get how they can be legal.
How does that work? I don't know. I don't know how that works, because communism is directly opposed to the Constitution. It totally subverts all of it. But look at what we have. We have all these other things going on with like the DOJ and Boston. You have local municipalities and governments totally disregarding the federal law, right? They're like, no, we're not cooperating. They're nullifying federal law just outright. And that's not good, because what it's doing is it's playing right now. These municipalities are playing chicken with the federal government, with Trump. Trump wants to deport criminals, which he has, and I'm pretty sure that he's deported quite a few of the ones he wanted to right off the rip, and disrupted a lot of the cartel activity in the United States.
Mhm.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be bombing boats in the middle of the ocean, right?
Yeah.
So, what's he doing now? Is it just a game of chicken with them? How far do they want to push before he finally says, all right, Insurrection Act, I'm taking over these big cities, and we're going to depose? Are they going to depose mayors? Can they arrest mayors? Can they institute their own, governmental, authority from the top? Lincoln did it. I'm not saying Trump should. I'm just saying there's precedent, right?
There is, but that was like, that was like 150 years ago, something like that. And you got to take a look at it now. It's like, one, when you did do it, the population was as big. You didn't have the ability to reach out and easy access for people, especially like, you've talked about it on your show. I've talked about it on my show. We've talked about it on this show. It's, it's like it's a boiling pot of water right now. And then if Trump were to do that, what does that mean? Now you're gonna have these people like, oh, he's doing this, oh, dictator. Like, you have a fucking commie that you guys are trying to go for, and like all this other stuff.
And can you even turn that Because here's the thing too: is they're voting for this. It's not just those people aren't just going to say, well, okay, you came in here and you took out our, this commie guy that was ruling over us. It's like these people you can't just go take their, because somebody won. This guy, if he wins, he's going to win fair and square by the electoral process, at least on its face. Let's not get into fixed elections at this point. But if Trump goes in and does that, it's going to hurt him anyway. It's going to hurt him more.
It doesn't matter if it hurts him though. He can't run again.
Right. I mean, there is that, but it will hurt midterms. Everything right now is looking towards midterms. How much damage can you not do to yourself, and how much damage can you do or trap your opponents into? How bad can they look?
No,
that's the game. That's the game right now, and it's concerning to the rest of us who are like, yeah, there's a commie there. What does that mean for the rest of the country? It's spooky.
Yeah, and the thing too, it's like if they were to do that in like Manhattan, you do all this stuff. How is that going to affect like the like Wall Street? Because New York is still a business center. It's still like one of the business meccas of the world, if not the business mecca of the world. So if you start fucking around with these people, that's what I'm saying. Like, it could lead to disastrous stuff.
Here's the thing, though. The communists need capitalism. They need funding, right? There's the thing is that even Marx at one point had written a criticism of some people that were, quote, technically Marxists, after he had written his stuff, and later in life after his stuff had kind of caught on, he was talking to these other commies. He's like, you guys can't just abolish capitalism. I mean, Marx is the guy who said, we will sell the capitalists the rope to which they'll hang themselves.
Which there's an irony to that.
See, for the communists, it's engaging in capitalism is for their benefit. And for us, engaging in capitalism is because it's good and it's right to, have free open markets and mutual exchange. It's never a mutual exchange with them, because they're always after, hey, let's bait you into this situation. Let's fund our revolution on your dime.
It's
that's
selfish.
Kind of how it goes.
But that's kind of where it comes down to. It's the people who believe in it are selfish.
Which is the big irony, right? Because the criticism of late stage capitalism is that it's despotic in its own way, and all the value and all the things go to the top, and only the rich, blah blah blah, and all of that, and the oppressive thing, and you know, but then again, there they are doing the same thing for selfish gain, for their
Right.
own cause. It's like, projection much? Dost thou protest much? I don't. But,
But
you know,
maybe we'll find something out by the end of the show. What's going on with this?
maybe there will be something. But this is what's interesting is Zoran. If we can bring that up, bring that up on that election day on Fox News, Brian. There's a little section in there. It says Zoran flips on Hamas during the debate. That's interesting.
It's face value politics.
Yeah, it's politics, but it's like, look at these guys. They're being two-faced. Anyway. All right. Have we talked enough about New York and commies yet?
I'm okay not talking about it for a while.
I mean, this New York Post article here is kind of neat. It's got a bunch of posts in here. The one with from the bathrooms is very interesting. Can we see that, Brian? Can you show the nice people these pea pots that have advertising on them? I think he lost his tab. I can share.
I can
In case
share.
he can't get to it. Oh, he's got a hand up. There it is. I see it. Look at this. What is this?
You know people are gonna piss on that.
You know, and I wonder, are those touch screens? Like, who wants? No.
That is an awful idea.
And who's spending that? What guy is spending that much time shaking the diddle off of the piddle off his diddle?
Hold on, I'm not done.
I mean, like, I don't want to know what that is. Why there's screens there? I mean, is that to aid the 1,000-yard stare? You've already got the big, tall, dividers. I don't know.
I know, like some fancy restaurants, there's like screens in the bathrooms. Like there's Rocco's Tacos. I know they have one in Manhattan for a little while, but it's a really like ritzy kind of like Mexican restaurant. Like usually put in like Ferrari country, but they would always have the Three Amigos playing in the bathroom. But that's a little different than just like a public restroom.
All righty. Well, if we have an update by the end of this on what happens, we'll say something about it. But that's kind of the things that are going on right now. The big electoral, the big election bits.
We'll see. There's really nothing more to say about it other than like what we've been seeing and that's going on right now. So once everything's said and done, cool, perfect.
Oh, there is one other thing about the elections. The Virginia governor race, that was the one where the governor and they got the lady running for governor and the AG, the AG had wished death upon his opponents.
Oh yeah.
Kids, and the lady running that's for governor was like not denouncing it, so by de facto endorsing it. That's a spicy one that's happening as well. So
because you're in Virginia, right?
No, I'm not. I'm Ohio man.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, Virginia's great race is going through that, and that's supposed to show party momentum, I guess, going into 26. So whichever way that goes, I really hope the nice lady running as a Republican gets that. What's her name? It's Winsome. She did a really good job in her debates, but I don't think people have faith that she's going to win it, unfortunately.
I don't know too much about her.
I don't know. She's kind of just looks like seems like an average nice lady. Comes up, she's smart, she knows what she's talking about. She doesn't come across with strong political like hoorah, but what she does say when she comes across,
she's a Marine.
Yeah. Oh, she's a Marine. So that's from what the producer says. But that says a lot to be unassuming and also be a Marine. It's like she's got something underneath of all that leadership skill. Um, you know,
Pressure.
on being able to work under pressure. But I guess the big thing though of all these elections is that urban areas are turning blue, rural areas are going red, and the mix in the suburbs is splitting out. So and that's true here locally. In our suburbs, and our working class homeowner is like 50%, 50 to 70% of the voter base in my area, and we are the split vote. We're the ones that are making the deciding factor happen. So it's a thing.
Now, did you hear? I heard about this just recently, earlier today, when I was at work. But apparently, Dick Cheney passed away.
Oh, geez.
You didn't see that?
Oh, that's what's on the next story.
Yeah.
I mean, I know about Dick Cheney because I was a kid when Bush and him were in office.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
Well,
No. So he passed away apparently last night. But for those who don't know, he did pass away yesterday. But going into this, where is this from? This is from USA Today. Former Vice President Dick Cheney's career in politics began. I guess it's just kind of going over who he was, just kind of remembrance, if you would.
It's a retrospective article.
Yep.
Neutral,
Politics began with a fellowship position in 1968. Apparently, this guy's a badass. Years before, he would eventually work his way into vice president in 2001 under former President George W. Bush. In the years between, Cheney, who died November 3rd, yesterday, before, held several elected and appointed offices throughout his long career. Here's a breakdown of positions he held. Cheney began his career in federal services with a congressional fellowship in 1968. In 1969, President Richard Nixon's administration, according to an archived website of the Office of the Secretary of Defense, Cheney served as a special assistant in the Directive Office of Economic Opportunity. In 71, he was hired White House staff assistant and later became assistant director of the Cost of Living Council. He stayed in that position until 73. The department stated Cheney then spent a year in the private sector. This part, under Ford's administration, Cheney served as deputy assistant to the president from 74 to 75. In 75, he was promoted to White House chief of staff, remained in that position until 77. He also managed the president's unsuccessful 76 presidential campaign. On Ford administration, Cheney won election as Wyoming's representative of the U.S. House of Representatives in 78. Through Cheney, although Cheney was born in Lincoln, Nebraska, he largely grew up in Casper, Wyoming. Cheney was reelected for 5 additional terms and served several years as the House Intelligence Committee and the House Intelligence Budget Subcommittee. House Republicans later chose Cheney to serve as, is it just WHIP? WHIP? Just WHIP?
Yep. Whip. Like cool whip.
Okay. And as 88, George H.W. Bush nominated Cheney to serve as defense secretary in 89. And Cheney began serving in that office in March of that year. Cheney served in the position until 93. So yeah, it just keeps going up and up and up, and then became vice president in 2001. So like, I didn't realize like all those like older accolades of him.
Yeah, he directed the invasion of Panama and Desert Storm in the Middle East. So yeah, he was also, let's not forget, he was chair and CEO of Halliburton. Halliburton isn't private sector. Halliburton isn't just a petroleum industry company. They do construction. They do food. When I worked at Denny's, one of my first jobs as a line cook, a lot of our frozen food was Halliburton. They own a lot of prisons or like detainment facilities of some kind that aren't like. There's a lot of crazy stuff about Halliburton. They are definitely a big defense contractor. So
no, they're massive. That's how I knew about them. But you'll even look at like what's it called? Was it Saab? Like Saab or Volvo? Like they even have tons of like military stuff.
a lot of car manufacturing companies have
General Electric, Mitsubishi, all that stuff. Like they all have their fingers in different stuff. Hence why they're like, billion-dollar companies. But going back into this, I didn't realize that up until earlier today when I started like looking more into him, I always just thought of him like you were saying, like when you were younger. I was 12 years old when he became vice president. So I always just thought of him as just like, oh, vice president. But I didn't know he went like all the way and worked under Ford.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. Cheney and the Bushes go way back.
Yeah. But
Way back.
So, God bless his soul, It's never nice to know like when someone like notoriety, who had like, did stuff for all the right reasons. At least his personal discretion. He passes away, but he was old. He's 84, but I guess even back in his 30s, he had like congestive heart failure. And so I could hold me to this one if I'm wrong, but I think he had like a heart transplant at some point. I think I'm not entirely too sure. But
He's been through the ringer.
Oh yeah. I mean, it sucks, but 84. That's about that age, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. So what do we have on an international segment? What's the next one? Worker dies after 11 hours trapped in a partially collapsed medieval tower in Rome.
Did you see this video?
No.
It's not gory. Like you just see at all. You just see like rubble free up. I don't know if we got a
Torre de Conte. Historic Center. While he's scrolling there, yeah, the firefighters late Monday finally managed to extract a worker from beneath the rubble inside a medieval tower that partially collapsed during renovation work. The joy of that rescue proved short-lived. The man didn't withstand the trauma and he suffered and died soon after. Quote, I express deep sorrow and condolences on behalf of myself and the government. Italy's premier, Giorgia Meloni, said in a statement after midnight, confirming his death. We're close to his family and colleagues at this time of unspeakable suffering, is what she said. Romanian Foreign Affairs Ministry identified the man as Octav Stroisi in a statement Tuesday morning and thanked rescuers for their determination as they worked 11 hours for his extraction. Another Romanian was successfully removed and is out of danger, the statement said.
Yeah, so apparently this tower was built in like the 13th century. So like it's old as shit. So
yeah.
It's not like you could, when you're working on this, you're gonna know like stuff like this can happen. Unfortunately, it did happen. It's not like you could do anything because like it just looks like there's people, doing stuff as they should. And all of a sudden just rubble and you start seeing all this dust. And what really annoyed me about this is when I saw it originally, I was scrolling on Instagram. And it was like, there's like stupid people who just make posts. Like, it sounds like a good headline. It's like, yeah, looks like Italy doesn't even know how to take care of like their old stuff, or they don't have enough money to take care of like old towers. And it was like such as like a stupid comment. Like it really irked me. I'm like, this thing is like 1,000 years old. And then they're literally trying to fix it. Something that's rotting, something that's older than most things like on the planet, all things considered. And then you just say something like just so like backhanded like that. Like that irked me. It's just a freak accident, which, is awful. Like I can only assume at this point they're just going to demo the building because it just shows it's not like you can't do anything about it. It's not worth the risk anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this tower was a residence for Pope Innocent III. That's so it was damaged in a 1394 earthquake and then suffered a subsequent collapse in the 17th century. So this is a historic place. This isn't just like, hey, it's a tower in the middle of Rome. And
Yeah,
we're gonna just fix it up because it's old. No, like it's a historic site, and unfortunately, it's fallen apart. A lot of those sites in Italy, the old Roman Empire, they're amazing that they've lasted this long. I mean, the Colosseum alone, in what that was left of it, is phenomenal. So they didn't
self-healing concrete.
They didn't make stuff in ways that it would just fall apart in no time. so much of our construction is not like we have to build it once and build it right. It's layers of technology, and then it's outer layers that are basically disposable, roofing and siding, and change up your windows here and there, but we don't make in modern day everything out of the kind of stone and on the kind of foundations.
The stone,
And it's
no,
for
cement
reasons.
definitely not. Because they use it. It was self-healing. It's called like self-healing, like cement or concrete or something. And for like hundreds of years, they totally, like the Romans invented it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, if not. How it was made was completely forgotten. But it has to deal with like when it would crack, like the lime in it would fill in and kind of like self-weld itself.
Oh, like if it got wet and water come through, it would just heal it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It's wild.
So like that's why, like, if you see like concrete now, like you have like a couple of decades to it, maybe 100 years. It's not the same as like this. If you're looking at all these old structures, there's a photo here with these two guys in a crane, like a cherry picker. And you could just even see just how old like the structure is. And then the fact that it lasted this long is phenomenal. But going back into it, it's like what you're saying, it was one of the popes. He did live it at one point, but are you going to keep it? Are you going to keep it there, even though it's been closed for like 20 years, just shy of 20 years? Like, does it make sense for it to stay as a structure because of what it is, or do you forego it and save someone's life? Because the Pope would be like, okay, tear it down. I don't want someone to die because of it.
What they'll probably do is make an assessment and on it, and then even if they do tear it down, they'll probably build something around it and salvage some of the stuff, because they venerate, all the popes are venerated in some way, and they'll make some kind of a shrine out of it, some kind of like memorial, is probably a better way that we would say it, if you're not necessarily Catholic, but they'll put something there even if they tear it down. The Catholics don't like to give up their holy sites. It's not like Protestants that just we shake our feet off at it. It's like, all right, well, that building fell down. Let's keep going on and marching with the gospel. The Catholics are like, we must build here. We must pray here because this is where this is the spot for it.
Yeah, but like I said,
okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But yeah, they're probably gonna have to, make sure that structure is, if it's not safe, tear it down. And if they tear it down, new stuff will be there.
Yeah, because it looks like there's homes and everything next to it, but I don't know. Let's see how it goes. It definitely sucks. Like if you watch the video on your own time, I don't know if we have it loaded up, but like it's pretty impressive, like, but not like in the good way. Like it just looks like there's just people there like doing stuff, and then all of a sudden just like,
yeah, well, it's a tourist site, right? So that's the big thing too, is these places, not only are they venerated sites by the Catholic Church, they're revenue streams. They're culturally relevant. They're market relevant. But what do you do?
They'll figure it out at some point.
Right. Well, it's tragic. We're sorry the guy lost his life, but we're glad that at least in the wake of it, hopefully they're going to do something about the lack of structural integrity. But speaking of integrity, there was a lady in Mississippi that kept it together and took out one of these monkeys that escaped from a lab truck. Oh, did you hear about this the other week? This earlier, I think it was last week or on the weekend. There was a lab truck that turned over, and all these monkeys got out.
Yeah, so I did hear about it. I didn't really think about it too much. It's because we have escaped monkeys here in Florida, because like, oh, they got herpes and HIV and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, we got those. But this article is actually kind of interesting. So, what is it? Mississippi mom guns down monkey that escaped from an overturned truck to protect her children. I did what any mother would do. So anyway, so I just started blasting.
Anyway, I started blasting.
A Mississippi mom shot dead one of the aggressive monkeys that escaped from overturned truck last week. Protect her young children. Good for her. Jessica Bond Ferguson said she and other Heidelberg residents had been on high alert after word spread that monkeys believed to be carrying dangerous diseases, later confirmed by officials not to be, had been roaming loose since Tuesday. Early Sunday, her 16-year-old ran into the house claiming he had seen one of the animals in the yard. Holy shit. 30-year-old mother of 5. His children range from 4 to 16. Thank God I know that now. That would have bothered me the entire time. No, I would not have. Said she jumped out of bed, grabbed her gun and phone, and went outside after calling the police. About 60 feet from her home, she said she spotted the monkey and chose to take measures in her own hands to ensure her child's safety. They did what any mother would do to protect her children, Bond Ferguson told the Associated Press. I shot at it and it just stood there, and I shot again and he backed up, and that's when he fell. With police and animal control not yet on scene, the mother of 5 said she decided to shoot the monkey, fearing it would get away and possibly become a threat to the children at another house in the neighborhood. Yeah. I mean, 60 feet with a handgun not being trained, that's pretty impressive because monkeys aren't even that big.
Was it a handgun?
I'm going to assume it was a handgun.
I don't know. I
They
mean,
didn't say rifle.
I mean, if it just kind of stood there and then backed up and fell over, maybe it got hit with a 22. I don't know. 60 feet isn't that far, really. I mean,
no. If you don't know how to shoot a gun, it's hit
That's like-
it's something this big at 60 feet with a handgun at 60 feet.
Yeah.
You don't know. That's what I'm going with. But I do understand what you mean.
I'd like to know what she got it with. Let's go. Let's get the full. We want to interview. We want to see the. We want to see it. We want to see this what she's packing. I mean,
Watch it be like a 357 or 44.
Dude,
Yeah, it's saying like one of these monkeys typically weighs from 9 pounds to 26 pounds. So it's really, like I said, it's size of a cat, medium-sized dog.
mm-hmm. Rhesus monkeys. They're a little bit bigger than a macaque, it seems. Because macaques are small, right? They're the little guys.
There's a photo of this of one of the animal guys carrying it.
There's still 3 continuing to roam free.
13 were recovered.
Interesting. So
During the search,
I've seen this movie before.
28 days later. So the beginning.
Now, the Jasper County Sheriff, Randy Johnson, said that the Tulane officials reported the monkeys are not infectious. Take
That's a big one, son.
Take that with a big old grain of salt lick.
Well, that's a bummer. That's exciting. No, I'm just joking. But what do we have next? I know we're running out of time. I think we got one more before we can go to it. This one,
Do we have something different?
we do. Did I close it?
Ooh,
Yeah. All right. I closed it by accident.
is that South America? SA Museum, yeah.
South Australia.
South Australia. Okay, it's abc.net.au. So Aussies. South Australia Museum investigates whether a meteorite collided with a car on a regional highway. In short, the South Australia Museum is investigating whether an object that collided with a car on a regional highway was a meteorite. Driver was near Port Pirie, where when an unidentified object smashed and melted part of the windscreen. What's next? Researchers will analyze the windscreen and attempt to find fragments of the object. All right, the guy looks pretty proud of himself standing there next to his car. This could be the world's first case of a collision with a moving vehicle. Whyalla vet Andrew Melville Smith was traveling along Augusta Highway, 40 kilometers past Port Germain, when he heard a loud and violent bang. A truck went past. 5 to 10 seconds later, there was an enormous explosion. Mr. Dr. Melville Smith said. Glass went flying inside the car. There was white smoke everywhere, and we could smell burning. My wife thought the car was on fire. Initially, I thought we'd crashed. It was that loud. It was that violent. It was totally unexpected. And he said that he did not see the object strike the windscreen, but was left bleeding and was covered in glass fragments. He said set his car, an electric Tesla, to self-driving mode and did not stop when struck. The car was driving along and unconcerned, and it wasn't aware of the chaos that was going on in the cabin. You know, the car's like, nah, got you. If this isn't a great ad for having a Tesla, are you afraid of meteorite strikes? Drive a Tesla. We got the space down.
Meteorites or not, you'll get there on time. That's pretty fucking wild, though, all things considered.
I mean, that's kind of awesome. Imagine having the ability to, like, if something happens and you can't see in the car, and you can just like let the car do its thing, and maybe even set to like automatically pull over. All of those are the safety features you want in the self-driving car. You know, not the kind like what in Minority Report, where it just drives you to the police station whenever they want you.
They're trying to do that.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, what's cool about this is, I was like, Safety was driving a regular vehicle, you know, and he's an older guy, so his reaction is not going to be the same. If he's jolted, he's relaxed. He could, you know, just tweak out. Like, he could have crashed if it was a different vehicle. You know,
That sucked.
then like caught fire, and they were like, "Oh, what happened?" It's like, "Oh, he just got in a freak accident." But just even the odds of being that close to something like a comet hitting you is just fucking insane.
Trying to see here in the article, like, what actually got him to turn in the vehicle, or like go contact the museum. Says he initially thought the idea of the meteorite hitting his car was a load of rubbish, but contacted the South Australian Museum to investigate. Oh, I guess his explanation is like, you know, what else melts your windscreen, right? Your windshield. It's like, I think I'd have more luck buying a lottery ticket because this is so rare.
Yeah.
Right? How could he? So the mineralogy assistant collection director Kieran Meaney said that if the object proved to be a meteorite, it would be a world first case of one hitting a moving vehicle. The odds of this happening are phenomenally low. If he had been driving 10 kilometers faster or slower, it would have missed him. He said he was initially hesitant about Melville Smith's claims, but once he saw the photos, he thought earthly explanation did not add up.
You getting sleepy over there?
Yeah, I don't have as much air and wind in my lungs as I used to. Tay, remember?
yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
anyway, sometimes I yawn when I need to breathe a little more. But his first thought was that it was a bullet or a stone had been flicked up from a truck, but the police quickly ruled that out. And a really unusual thing is that the glass of the windscreen is actually melted a little bit, and there was a lot of heat in whatever hit the windscreen, and that was the key thing. I can't find a good explanation for. It may be the case once we investigate it further, we find out it's something different, but at the moment, that's the theory we're working with. So not confirmed meteorite, but mostly, yeah, that's their hypothesis. Nice.
Cool.
That's wild.
I think that's cool. But you know, it's about that time we jump into the end of our show.
Oh, yeah.
So, time for Caption This. Waiting on our thing. I'm curious. I never looked at it. Is that Gilgamesh?
I have no idea what that is. The first thing that comes to my mind is like, if you know Vlad the Impaler a little bit, it's got a little bit of Vlad Dracul in there. You know, it looks like did somebody do me? They do me up. If I had long hair, that's a striking amount of features. He's got my eyebrows. He's got my eyebrows. Come on. Is this scrap the de-jawler instead of Vlad the Impaler? All right, so this segment here, caption this. Give this thing a caption. Put something on this. Make it meme worthy, and we'll get to voting on and we'll pick somebody as the winner in the chat, and then it'll end up on a T-shirt maybe at point somebody. This is a kind of a cool image. I'm digging the whole rune thing here. I'm just somebody with more creativity in their brain than me.
A Magic the Gathering card. Or like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yo ho ho, green Persian, Hardy says. Let's see here. Some of the comments from the last segment. I'll never get a self-driving car. Kit is the only self-drive I would want. Yeah, Knight Rider for sure. Don't buy it because the space isn't what they say it is. We can't get past the firmament. Thanks for the science lesson there, Vashnik. We appreciate you. Conspiracy Music Guru says space ain't real. A lot of people say space ain't real. They say, I don't say it, they do.
Freddie Mer.
Frito. Freddie Mer. Are you the key master? Rebel with no yell.
Dude, the time change always fuck me up.
All right. That must be why I'm kind of yawning right now. Night, buddy. Kiddos.
Yeah, this is like 11 o'clock for me.
Bro. Okay, remember we were talking about how close some of these elections were going to be?
Yeah.
I'm not going to dox exactly where I am. But there's this levy, this tax levy that's here is literally like 880 something to 870 something split.
Holy shit. That's as much of a cunt hair as you could possibly
final.
get.
My wife just handed it to me. I don't think they're. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Wow. Oh man.
Are they gonna I'm assuming they're gonna do a recount.
Oh man, I don't know. Dude, I'm so on the fence about tax levies right now because there's so much going on and we don't have enough time for a whole segment on that. We're trying to get this segment down. What's
Let me see what we got.
Captain Kirk stole my queen. It's not lupus. It's not.
Zoran Mamdani wins New York City mayoral election.
Zoran Mamdani. Are they declaring it for Zorham?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And I'm not going to be mad either. I mean, that's New York. They can sleep in the bed they've made. They're going to have to. They're going to have to learn the lesson. There's no way that a communist is going to run that city any better than any of these corrupt guys that have over the years. I'd rather go back to Giuliani, and I don't even like that guy.
I like to when I lived in New York, Giuliani was like any New Yorker who was alive for Giuliani can say like he was the best thing to ever happen to the city. Like, you know, like him now, that's a little bit different. But when he was like the mayor, like it was the lowest crime rates, it was the lowest everything. Like the city was clean, no one had to worry about anything. And now like it's the worst as far as like murder and violence that it's ever been recorded. This is me. I'm gonna make this my profile picture.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. No, no. Whoa, dude. The memes are going to be spicy. The memes are going to be spicy. This is Ohram when I'm on num 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 badam bum bum Donnie. Stumbling over my words.
Posting it right now. Dude, I'm looking at it now. I haven't. The internet is.
Is it spicy right now?
It's exploding.
Oh, I'm sure. All right.
Well, shit. Oh yeah, let's go back to what do you think? What do we got for this?
Hardy Harmonica says driver's license, says no name. Or the only place opens a costume shop. So I wore this ridiculous thing for you, Your Honor. Now I claim my kingdom, says Major B. Captain Kirk stole my queen. It's not Lupus. It's not. Are you the key master? Freddie Murr. Pull the
I like
image
the,
up.
I like
Pull
the
the
Freddie
image
Mercury.
up first. Yo ho ho green Persian. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I'll let you choose this one for tonight.
Oh, we should vote on something. We should be democratic, like our socialist friends. Just declare ourselves.
I like the Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Murr. Is that like Murr? Like
Freddie Mercury.
oh, where is the image? I want to see the image next to the submissions. We need more. We need more submissions. The pool the pool is shallow. World of Wokecraft. That's actually kind of based though. That's not woke. What are you talking about? I mean, it's you know, I mean, it's AI. It's a little sloppy on the AI, but you know, the with what it did, not who crafted it, but that's a nice day you've got there. So be a shame if someone ruined it because of the runes. More PP here to steal your girl.
He has like PP all over his hat.
Oh, PP head. Ah, I don't know. We have a very short pool. We have a light viewer base, and we have very few. I'm sorry to say, guys, I'm not moved. I'm not moved by your submissions this evening. This day of off-year elections.
Yo ho ho, green Persian.
Yo ho ho, green Persian. It's got music. Is that a song reference? Is there something there to that? Yo ho.
Yeah, I don't. This one's a rough one.
Green Persian sounds like an energy drink or a mixed drink. Sounds like a mixed drink. Green Persian. It's like when you take absinthe and it's like you do like a Jaeger bomb, but it's absinthe and Red Bull instead.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I think between Yo Ho Ho Green Persian, between Green Persian and Freddie Murr, I don't know. Are you the key master? Has a ring. Are you the key master? I don't. That sounds like a Matrix reference. Is the Jolly Green Giant jingle? Oh, I get it. All right.
Then the fire's still going on.
Is that alive? Is that live?
No, this is from 2 hours ago.
Oh, I'll bet it's still burning. Fire.
100%. If it's a mile long, it's 100%.
Canned beans and corn and all that. My caption would be, "Your lack of nutrition disturbs me." We're going down the Green Giant realm.
Ooh.
Trying to see what else. Yeah, this is a rough one. I got nothing.
All right, guys. We are going to we're going to give producer executive decision. I think I'm gonna pick. We're gonna go with Yo Ho Ho, Freddie Murr. Are you the key master? I claim the kingdom. Oh, because it's like, now I am the captain. Now I claim the kingdom. I get it. There's a meme in there. I had to think about it.
Yeah, I'm stuck.
Brian's laughing at something. I don't always drink Space Manatee milk, but when I do. All right. All right. We got a chuckle out of that one. Now that one's in the lead. You got a good reaction out of all of us on that. Hardy Har's getting the lead now. It's can you break the producers? Can you break the producers? That's the name of this game. Until we have enough people to do an actual vote on it, your goal is to break the producers.
Call it. That one's it.
That's it. That's it. Hardy Har wins the internet for this evening. We don't always drink Space Manatee milk, but when we do.
Is that it? Is that the one?
Hardy wins? That's the Hardy wins it.
Whew. It was all right. Today was interesting. I'm kind of bummed about the New York thing. Like,
it is sad. It's a sad commentary on our nation.
Yeah.
I'm not a New Yorker by any means, but when I think of New York, I think of Broadway, I think of musicals, I think of a certain flavor of blues and jazz. You know, New York has a very particular kind of rough and tumble, make it or break it kind of self-determination. And maybe that pride is going before the fall at this point on that. I mean, it's, they have Lady Liberty in the Bay, but
well, maybe this will be proof enough that this is the shit that you need to, like, you got to burn your hand to understand why not to touch a hot pot.
Unfortunately, these kinds of mistakes take a generation or two to begin to correct.
Yeah.
And the United States as a country, we can absorb a lot of missteps being 50 states. We're like 50 countries. We each have our own economies. They are intertwined, interconnected, and subsidized to some degree by each other. But at the same time, we're not a monolith as the United States. It's going to be selective across the different regions. Each state's going to be a little different as we go through a lot of these things.
Yeah, and you got to fuck around and find out sometimes. And unfortunately, like you said, it might take a couple generations, but when you have like one of the most powerful cities in the world being led by a bunch of retards, it's gonna get noticed really fast. And I'm talking about the constituents that voted for this guy. But that being said, thank you for jumping in today, man. I do appreciate you.
No problem.
It was fun to just shoot the shit with you.
It was kind of a last minute bit, but I was a little bit up to date on a couple of the things today, just because they were developing as I was sitting online and needed a second chair. I'm always, if I'm freed up and in decent health, and I'm getting in better health as I go. It's been a year since my big surgery on my lungs last year, so
yeah,
and I've been doing good with that, so that's a plus.
Yeah, I remember when you were like 2 weeks out of it, and you jump in the Discord and you say like 2 sentences, and you're just done.
Oh yeah, I was done. But no, thank you. I am scrap jaw everywhere, aka Timu Temple for this evening. This is Tay.
Guys, it was a pleasure. A little slower on the tone, but it was nice. It was nothing. It was just very nice, chill stuff. What I thought was cool was like we were actually talking stuff like as it was happening, brand new stuff. I didn't really know too much. I just found out earlier today, like right before the show, about Cheney. Just found out right before the show about that crash. And as what's going on, we're talking about the New York thing with Mr. Communist over there, who is now the mayor. But that being said, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it doesn't go to a worse thing. But guys, thank you for joining us. We love you tons. We'll be back on Thursday, but we tell you all the time. Check us out if you want to hang out with us, see what we do. Check out our websites, all our different faces, who we are, different channels, riseofmiddleamerica.com. You can check out all our fun little meme shirts and gear that we have. It kind of helps with what we do. Actually, we actually have some pretty cool like hats and tank tops as well. For me, I live in the South, so I can wear the tank tops year round. But we might be having some hoodies. Don't know. Got to talk to the boss man. But you can find me anywhere at AP2K. That's me and my handle for everything. That's 2000 AP2. Got anything else for it before we close out the show?
I'm spent, good sir. Thank you for the time.
Absolutely, guys. We'll see you on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And please have a safe week. Bye.
Deuces.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.